What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Terrier on our YouTube channel. Thanks for coming back for another edition of our typical Sunday videos that we do. Today, guys, we are going to be covering something almost every Jack Russell Terrier owner is probably going to deal with at one point or another after the adoption, which is separation anxiety. I want to give you 8 quick tips on how to deal with separation anxiety so that you can get through that process just a little bit easier. Coming up next. Alright guys, like I said, welcome back. We're super excited to have you, as we are on every Sunday, right Luna? If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, consider subscribing now so you can keep watching videos to help educate you about the Jack Russell Terrier. Never forget to give me and Luna that thumbs up on these videos because it helps us get seen so much better by other Terrier owners on the YouTube channel, and never forget to check out terrierowner.com. But now I want to dive into those 8 tips on what you can do to deal with separation anxiety, how you can kind of curb the behavior, and just how you can mentally prepare to deal with it in general. Which kicks us off with tip number 1, guys, which is kind of like a lot of the tips I give in many of my videos when it comes to the dog, but it is you need to realize it's going to happen in most situations and just deal with it. Of course there's going to be, you getting comfortable? You good? You ready to proceed here with this video? Okay. Of course, guys, there's going to be the exception. There's going to be the dog that just, it doesn't happen with, right? It happens with about any situation. There's always the dog that sets outside of the normal curb when it comes to behavior, but separation anxiety with Luna here was real. It happened, and I could imagine that it's going to happen to many of you just based on the comments I've seen on the channel and based on the comments that are shown on terrierowner.com. It seems to be a very common occurrence with Jack Russell Terriers. They're going to go through that period where they hate when you're away from them for more than 2 seconds. So the first thing that you can do if you're getting ready to adopt one of these dogs is just realize it's coming, get mentally prepared for it, and then start utilizing my following tips so that you can effectively get through it and put it behind you. Which leads me into tip number 2, guys, which is when you're first starting off with your Jack Russell, sometimes you have a few days off work, sometimes you don't. It depends on the situation after the adoption, but start leaving in small increments. Don't go for the home run right out of the gates. Just leaving makes you filled with anxiety, huh? Just talking about it. You know, go for a walk at first. Let them get used to 20 minutes by themselves, then 45 minutes, then an hour. Just let them break in slowly so that it's not much of a mental impact to them to try and get through a day without you. And you can build up their tolerance, so to speak, of you being away from them so that they do not freak out. The next tip, guys, is a tip that I talk about in so many of my videos, whether it's about potty training, just being able to sleep peacefully at night, but you need to utilize crate training when it comes to separation anxiety. The reason for this is you need a way to protect your home whenever they go through any kind of separation anxiety, and you need a way to protect the dog, and you still need to be able to keep your sanity. Crate training is great so that they can't do behaviors such as peeing or pooping in the house because of anxiety, or chewing up a couch because of anxiety, or barking frantically at anybody walking by out a window because of the anxiety. Utilize crate training. If you are not a fan of it, then obviously don't do it, but if you just didn't know that it's so powerful for so many things with this dog, purchase yourself a suitable crate and use that. Use it during times like at night when you go to sleep, when you leave for a few hours, or when you have to work a full shift, because that's what most of us have to do in life. Utilize it, it'll make a huge difference. Number 3, guys, is just because you're home doesn't mean you have to be attached to your dog, and vice versa. Just because I'm working from home right now doesn't mean that I need to spend the entire day with her wrapped around my ankle. Would she prefer that? Absolutely. I know that. She would prefer me just sit right here all day and continue to pet her. But I have a separate room with a dog gate that's tall enough to isolate her if I want her isolated. Have some time, even when you're home, where they're not on your lap being loved on. I know that that's hard to do because they're such a needy dog in that fashion, but they need to understand that parts of the day go on without them. That you have other obligations, that you need to live your life. Maybe that's working, maybe it's just time with the kids, or having a drink with some friends where you don't want your dog on your lap. Or say you're getting ready to go out to a nice dinner with your spouse and you don't want white dog hair all over your black dress. I'm just giving you examples of there are so many situations where it just makes sense to isolate your dog. That doesn't make you cruel, it's not a punishment, it just means that you're living life without them for a few minutes, a few hours, a few days. But you need a room to do that, because if this dog had the choice, look at the camera when I say this, Lena. If this dog had the choice, it's not gonna happen. They're gonna be right there with you. It doesn't matter if you're in the shower, on the toilet, or doing a Zoom meeting for a job interview. It's like a monkey. If they could just sit on your shoulder all day and interact with you, they would. So have a separate space for your dog so that you can put them there if they need it. Are you getting just like out of control anxious just talking about this? My next one, guys, is all about willpower. This is going to be tested the most during two situations. One, when you go to bed at night with your new puppy, and two, if you put them in that separate room without you, just so you can do the dishes or talk on the phone to a friend. But this tip is called do not give in no matter what. The second you give in, this dog wins the battle. If they know that whining and barking and acting like a caged dinosaur whenever they're away from you gets them the reward they want, which is ultimately being back in your lap and being pet or getting a treat or going for a walk, what do you think that they're going to continue to do? They're probably never going to stop that behavior. So in the beginning, it is so difficult to not want to open up a crate or to let them sleep in the bed because you just are so sick of hearing the noises or the yelping. Do not give in, no matter what. Push through, because eventually they stop, which is when it gets very nice to coexist with this dog. They will stop that behavior if you don't give in. If you do give in, man, it's going to be a long 15 or more years with this puppy. So do not give in. Another tip that you can do, which I was lucky enough to already have the other dog, is get another dog. Get them another friend to hang out with. Give them something to do that's not you or that's not a family member. Of course, I'm not recommending that if you have a new Jack Russell puppy and it's the only pet in the house and it has separation anxiety, to rush out and get another one. I'm just saying that, let's say that you've been dealing with separation anxiety way longer than you expected, or it's a new occurrence for them that, what is this dog doing? Or it's a new occurrence for your dog that maybe they need a friend or somebody else that they can interact with. Never hurts to try, especially if you're a pet lover in general, but it's a great idea, which leads me into one of my next tips is, if you have children, let them help with the separation anxiety some. Let them play with the dog. Let them take them for a walk or play fetch out back. I utilize this tip all the time. My kid definitely plays with Luna more than probably anybody in the house. She loves it, and it makes her leave me alone if I need a break. Of course, when the playing's over, now she comes back and just jumps on my lap because she still needs the attention, but it is still a good way for a dog to get some socialization, some interaction, and take the burden off of you a little bit. And the best tip I have for you guys, and the light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to separation anxiety, is you just have to realize it gets better. I went through it with both dogs. I understand that it is terrible in the beginning and it makes you feel awful. It makes you feel like a villain whenever you're putting them in a crate and they act like their life's over and that everything is terrible. But it gets better if you stick with it. It will get to the point where you can leave the house. It will get to the point where you can live your own life a little bit without them freaking out. You just have to get through it. It's like anything else with dogs, like potty training. It just takes some time and some effort from you, and it will pass as well. So stick with it. Don't give up. Realize it's coming. If you haven't adopted yet, it's okay. It's going to be okay. I won't leave you again, ever. And you'll get through it. And like always, guys, be sure to share your tips with the community about what you would do to help with separation anxiety. Do you use those calming chewables that you can buy online? What do you specifically do that could help other people watching this video with their Jack Russell dealing with separation anxiety? We love to hear from you, and we love for the rest of the community to get that benefit as well. So drop those comments for us. If you haven't subscribed already, consider doing so now so that you can keep checking out our videos every Sunday at 11 a.m. Central Time, and hit that notification button so you're notified in case we do something like a live stream or just when the new videos come out. The thumbs up, guys, go so far for us, so if you haven't dropped one of those yet, please do so. And never forget about TerrierOwner.com, guys. We put a lot of time and effort into answering frequently asked questions on that website. Go check it out at TerrierOwner.com. Otherwise, guys, we appreciate you coming this Sunday. We are ecstatic about how the channel has grown so far. We will see you all in the next video. Take care.